Hi there. It's
Hey.
Debbie and Colleen. How about it? And you're watching the Midday Minute, the one without Jim. It's a first, Colleen.
It is a first. I'm so happy to be here. I think we're the dream team. I think most views for this one.
Yeah, high five. Well, Jim is off on vacation, a much deserved break. So we hope he is having fun and he's supposed to come back later today. So fingers crossed that he does. But you are once again sitting in as our guest host, proving that you probably are the best friend of the show.
Yes, finally,
Colleen
it's been said.
Conrad,
Excellent.
BFF of the show, and I'm sorry, Mary.
Yeah, sorry, Mary, but I am thrilled beyond belief to hold that coveted title, and so happy to be back here co-hosting.
How about it? Twice in a month.
I know, best month ever.
All right. Well, this week we welcomed our fourth Elks Scholar Fellow to the staff, and we're going to get a chance to meet her shortly. But first, we have a contest winner to announce, right?
That's right.
The winner of last week's Midday Minute contest is Nancy Oaks.
Yay!
So congratulations, Nancy.
Congrats.
Nancy, just let us know in the comments below or by emailing enf@elks.org what program you'd like to support with your $50 soft credit. And if you're viewing here today and you would like the chance to win a $50 soft credit, all you have to do is comment below and use the hashtag ENFMidday.
Perfect. Congrats, Nancy. That's right.
Congrats.
Do it now.
Do it now. Congrats, Nancy, and we'll look forward to all the comments later. All right, so Colleen, before we welcome our new fellow, why don't you just give us a brief overview of what our Elks Scholar Fellow is and does?
Yeah, definitely. So we've had the Elks Scholar Fellow position in place since June 2015, and it's a position that is specifically for an Elks Scholar looking to learn what it's like to work for a nonprofit. So it's a 2-year fellowship in which the scholar runs our scholar service trips. So this is the person who's in charge of putting together the plans and then executing our week-long service trips with fellow Elks Scholars, and then just kind of takes charge of the Elks Scholar engagement piece to our scholarship program. So Grace is in charge of all of that and more, and she is more than up to the challenge. I'm so happy to have her here.
All right, well, without further ado, let's bring her in. Colleen, we are not alone.
No, we're not. We have Grace here. Hey, Grace, how are you?
Hi, good to see you guys.
Hi, Grace. How are you?
Good.
Good. We're so happy to have you on the Midday Minute. And this is actually the second time this month that we're taking a journey with an Elks Scholar. So Colleen and Jim and Jessica Carter actually got a chance to chat a couple weeks ago, right? So this is kind of Elks Scholar Journey 2.0.
Yeah.
All right.
We're so lucky to have 2 Elks Scholars on staff here. So it's an exciting time.
We are so lucky. So we just mentioned, Grace, that you are our 4th Elks Scholar Fellow. Marianne Slater was the OG fellow who started us off with the first scholar service trips back in August of 2015. Then we welcomed Jenna Johnson. She served for 2 years, and then, as everybody knows, because I think we talked to John Kavula recently, John Kavula was our 3rd fellow. So you have big shoes to fill, and we know that you can fill them admirably. But at this point, we want to introduce you to our middies, and we've got a couple questions for you. So you were a 2016 MVS finalist, right? Tell us how you learned about the MVS scholarship.
So, flashing back to when I was in high school, which feels like ages ago now, I didn't actually even know about the Elks Foundation. I guess I kind of thought it was like a restaurant, which pairs with my town because they do a lot of like food events and fundraisers that way. But I actually just stumbled into the application in my guidance counselor's office and filled it out, and never quite expected to get that far, but it was a very pleasant surprise.
Yeah, you were the last class to actually submit a paper application. So you actually had to go to your Elks Lodge, or maybe you gave it to your counselor. But for the 2017 contest, we moved completely online. So how about that?
Go green. Love it.
Yeah, go green. Yes. So as I mentioned, you were a finalist that year. What do you remember most about the leadership weekend, which was Lead 3? And tell us a little bit about that experience.
Sure. So I was kind of in a weird predicament. I was actually in a class trip in California when I was about to fly over for the Chicago adventure. So I actually ended up taking like a 2-hour car ride from this like little hotel we were staying in Northern California, about to go to Yosemite the next day, to the airport, and got into Chicago, which was just kind of crazy because it was the first time I'd really traveled alone, especially for something this, important.
Sure.
So it was kind of nice. I mean, my classmates were really supportive of me, and I got on the flight. And when I got there, it's kind of crazy looking at the videos now of back then and just seeing how much I've changed and like evolved. But I'd say maybe like my most favorite and memorable piece was when we got to volunteer at the Veterans Hospital. I remember we were like playing games with them and including like a cup stacking competition, and it was just so much fun to get to just get to know them and be there and serve as a part of like a scholarship retreat. And also just the other like Elk scholars are so incredible. I really solidified why I was there, like, or how I was questioning why I was there.
Do you still keep in touch with any of them, that cohort of the 20 finalists?
I like have them on social media, and I've been able to talk to a few of them over the years. And I was just talking to Jay this past spring when I was job hunting. He was a great friend to ask for help and support. So
right.
Yeah.
Jay Little Cunningham.
Yeah, Jay's wonderful.
He awesome. Really is. He's in Seattle now, right? Graduate, getting his PhD, I believe.
That's right. Yep.
Cool. All right. Well, you've also attended several service trips, right? Which makes you poised and ready to lead when we're able to do that again. So which ones did you attend, and what was your favorite part about attending a service trip?
So my first one was in Dallas. My second was Chicago, and my third was with the 150 Elks celebration.
Yeah, 150.
Yeah, exactly. It's really hard to pick, a favorite, even a favorite memory. I think overall what sticks with me is how close you become to the other scholars. Like it's really weird to tell people, but you're only there for 5 days, but within the first day it's like you've made best friends you've had your whole life. And I still keep in touch with a lot of different people I've met over the years on service trips. And I think just being able to connect with people through something as pure and important as service is really what creates that glue that cements you for life. So I'd say probably the lasting connections is my favorite part. But there's other like things I remember, like when we were planning this like Chipotle dinner and we had this dance party in the hallway with some of the people attending the dinner, or like for the 150 my team J. It was like we were running out of time in the last 5 minutes, but we really wanted to make sure everyone got a card in their service kit for veterans. So we just started cranking them out, and everyone was like there and focused, and it was just like the best feeling.
I've been at the foundation for almost 16 years, and when the 150 for 150 is really just one of those standout moments for me. But when you guys flooded the convention hall and just immediately fell in line and started doing everything, and Elks joined you, I mean, it was really moving. It was really, really fun to see. Also interesting, the 3 different trips you took, right? Dallas was a winter trip, and you guys stayed, I went on the site visit with Jenna, but you stayed at like apartments, right?
Yeah.
That year. And then of course staying at the hostel in Chicago, which is like primo location, a couple blocks from the lake, and
Mhm.
then staying at Trinity University for 150 in like a dorm setting, right?
They were all super different,
Yeah.
and I, everything was nice because it kind of had its own, highlights.
Hmm.
I definitely have to say, living in the hostel and being in the prime spot of Chicago really made me keen on getting back there someday.
Look at you,
Yeah.
a few weeks away.
Mhm.
All right. Well, you just graduated from Vassar,
Mhm.
right? Can you tell us a little bit what you studied and what it's like graduating in the midst of a pandemic?
Sure. Oh, where do we begin? Well, I guess I'll preface with I love Vassar. I love it to death, probably more than most people. I studied psychology and studio art, and they have an open curriculum, so I was able to take classes and everything from education to poli sci to cog sci to history, yeah, all across the spectrum. And I made some of the best friends that I think I'll ever have at
Oh,
Vassar. So
nice.
it definitely was very bittersweet for me, and it was going to be bittersweet if we were in a pandemic or not to graduate.
Sure.
But yeah, the pandemic was really strange. I almost felt like because everything, well, what happened is we went away for a spring break and we came back and everything was canceled and no
Mm.
one could return to campus and all of that stuff. Which was heartbreaking because it means our senior week was canceled. Sports ended early. Some big events that we were thinking on were ended early.
Sure.
But I almost it's almost as though I wasn't as sad as if it had ended normally because I think I didn't get a chance to process
Hmm.
um, and be in the feels. So now it just pops up at random points and I'll be like, oh. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I think Vassar did a good job with our graduation. We were pretty lucky. We had big film producers like our speaker, and he got his film crew together and did this awesome graduation speech rendition.
Oh, neat.
That's cool.
So, mhm.
It's cool to know how everybody adapted, how everyone certainly adapted, but then all the different creative ways in which people made things happen, in a safe manner. So I'm glad that you at least had a nice graduation.
Yeah, definitely memorable.
Yeah.
That's the kind of thing you're going to tell your grandkids when I was your age, right? Graduated during a pandemic.
2020. Well, speaking of 2020, now you're going to be working with us for 2 years. So you're starting virtually. You are at home right now on your porch, you said, enjoying some nice weather.
Yeah.
And then you're moving to Chicago soon. So why don't you tell us what you're most excited about?
This one doesn't have to be as lengthy as my last answers because I think it's pretty to the point. I'm really excited about the food. I
All right.
I'm in suburbia now and I'm just ready to be in a city, to have my independence again and really find all the best places to eat.
Well,
I
at
love
least
it.
those best places you can eat outside for now,
That's right.
right?
Yep.
And at least some of them there's certain percentage I think of the restaurants are taking indoor diners, but
Yeah.
fingers
We can-
crossed that all returns to some semblance of normalcy soon so you can be eating your way through Chicago, which is a fun way to experience the city, right?
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Grace, before we let you get back to work, I know Colleen and you have been doing all your training on Zoom this week and everything, but is there anything you'd like to say to the Elks before we let you go?
Yeah. I mean, the Elks, I like to tell people it's been way more than a scholarship for me. Elks really has been a family. It's been a friendship. It's been like a whole community of people. And I'm just so grateful. So, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. The scholarship made it possible for me to go to the school of my dreams. And it made it possible for me to really pursue my passions there and, work in tons of different humanitarian avenues. And now it's beyond all the amazing friends I've made and beyond my education, now it's taking me to Chicago to hopefully help other scholarship students. So I really appreciate it.
Well, we're so happy to have you on board. Look forward to the next 2 years.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Colleen, did you have anything else?
Well said, Grace. I'm so excited to start it all off and get working.
All right. We'll talk to you soon, Grace. Bye.
Bye. Thanks so much.
Bye.
All right.
Oh,
How about it?
I love her. Oh, she's great.
Oh, she is great. And it's so awesome that she's had the experience of being on 3 trips. I mean, 2 normal trips of, up to 20 scholars, but then the huge one too, which
Yeah.
of course is, memorable in and of itself.
Exactly. She has the passion for service and the understanding of what it means to be an Elks Scholar. And those are the 2 things you need to be successful in the fellowship position. So I think she's just going to do such a wonderful job.
Yeah, I'm excited to have her. So, all right, well, that's happening with the scholarship office is just cooking with Crisco, as we say.
It's true. We're busy, man.
Yeah,
I can't believe I
indeed.
had time for this, but I would drop everything for the Midday Minute. Let's be honest.
We appreciate it, as the best friend of the show.
Exactly.
All right, so we've got a couple things, coming up real soon. On Friday, the plan is to take a break with me and Jim. I'm hoping, as I said, that he comes back.
Yeah.
And then I'm also hoping that we don't have any technological issues on Friday because donor services was unable to have their take a break on Friday.
That's right. I'm knocking on wood and crossing all my fingers for you guys.
Right. So that's 10 a.m. on Friday, 10 a.m. Central. Take a break with me and Jim. And we're just going to be answering questions, I guess.
Yeah.
No hardballs.
You'll be it'll be great. Well, I'll be
make sure there's,
Yeah,
questions.
I'll be asking some softballs for you. Don't worry.
I love a softball. All right. And then on Sunday, we're saying goodbye to the summer series.
I can't believe it. That went so fast.
You think? it did go by fast. And the summer series, the 5th and final episode is the finale episode. So make sure you tune in for that, 5 p.m. Central Time on our YouTube channel. Jim and I will be answering questions during that episode as well. So
you guys are
questions.
You got all the answers.
Well, we'll see. All right. So that's happening. Colleen, did you have anything else that you wanted to share?
Nothing else. Legacy Awards open on September 1st. So all you Elks out there with seniors, high school seniors in your life, make sure to encourage them to apply.
Any big changes to the Legacy Awards this year?
Yes, much like the MVS, we are waiving the ACT SAT requirement. So no need to take a test or report on any scores this year.
How about it? Yeah, we've really fallen in line with what the industry standard and all the leaders have been doing. So
yep.
We follow the National Scholarship Providers Association, of which we are a member, very closely, and they've given us some guidance. So
yeah.
All right, so September 1st.
September 1st.
All right. Well, don't forget to comment on the show using the hashtag ENF Midday for your chance to win a $50 soft credit, right?
That's right.
And as Jim likes to say, if you like the show, be sure to give us a thumbs up. But if you didn't like it, I guess you can give it a thumbs down. But we hope not to see that. Anyway, either way is share on your network far and wide. And if you aren't already subscribing, please do. Hit that button, smash that bell, and you'll be notified every time we post a video.
Oh, that was wonderful. It's like Jim is here.
It's well like he's here, but no beard.
That's right. Exactly.
All right, Colleen, thank you so much for filling in, and this was fun, and it was great to meet Grace, and I'm sure all of our middies loved it.
Yeah, definitely. Anytime, I'll always be here.
You're the best.
All right.
Bye. See you.